put on a team, among other things. It's not just black people, but we in the black community are saying, yo, this guy has stood up for us, to call attention to the injustices that go on with black people as far as police brutality and the injustices. So we at least should boycott, right? All right, and I'm drawing a point here, so bear with me. Now, about a week ago, a video of a grandmother, her granddaughter, and her granddaughter's friend went viral. The video showed them being brutally beaten with broomsticks by the Asian nail shop technicians due to one of the women refusing to pay for a botched eyebrow job. Now, the eyebrow job costs $5, and I'm going to get to all of you guys' comments. So, the assault happened in New York at a New York salon called Red Apple Nail Salon. The grandmother said that she and her granddaughter have been going to that salon for about 11 years. Apparently, the technician snatched the granddaughter's eyebrows off. Since then, the people in the predominantly black neighborhood, I think it's a Bed-Stuy, have been protesting to shut it down. Now, as I said, the granddaughter's eyebrow was snatched off, so they're like, yo, we're not going to pay for that. But they did pay for the other services being the manicure and the pedicure for all of them. They're just like, listen, I'm missing an eyebrow, so I don't think I should have to pay for that, right? But I guess they're like, no, you do. In fact, we're going to beat you, and we're going to pour acetone on you, and we're going to hold you hostage, until the police come. It's, basically what happened. All right. Now, the brutal relationship between black female customers and Asian beauty shops and beauty supplies is nothing new. Frequently, we see videos of black women being choked, beat, pushed, held down, and doused with nail chemical due to them being accused of stealing or trying to skip out on the bill. Now, per hairhype.com, black women spend around $1.1 billion per year on beauty. In fact, black women spend 9 times more on beauty than any other race of women. So we are like just spending money left and right. Okay? Now, with that being said, the black dollar is extremely powerful. However, we give 97% of $1.3 trillion away annually to everybody else, including the Asians who make a lot of money on us, especially in nail salons, right? So they need us to survive. I don't care what anybody says. $1.3 trillion is nothing to sneeze at. That money takes care of everybody else besides us. And so, if we only would realize how much power we had, I think things would change around. But I'll go on. So back to the original question. What does football and nail shops have in common? So I'll read you guys' comments while you guys answer that question for me, because I have a few answers, but I want to see what you guys come up with. What do nail shops and the NFL have in common? So let's see what we got here. Get into some of these comments.
I know one thing they have in common.
All right, hold that question. So Lou says, hi, Queen. Ernest says, who is that? Okay, that is Donovan, and you guys are going to see him on the YouTube finished video once he edits. And that's why you see the green screen, because you'll see other stuff go up here. So that's Donovan. He's my co-host. He doesn't want me to show you guys him today.
Right.
He's incognito.
I'm incognito.
He's hiding. He's a very wanted man.
Yeah, a lot of creditors looking for him.
Yeah, right. You looking for a lot of other people. Okay. And Dean says they have black dollars in common. Yes, that's one answer. And Lou says, oops, that do as I say and not as I do mess. Yeah, that's Jerry Jones. You know what? I want you guys to stand up, but I don't have to stand up back. I'm going to be here talking and making a bunch of noise and wearing my hat and all this other stuff. Hey, King Billy. And Al says, it's not Sunday, it's Demetra Day. Is that right?
Uh-oh. Get it.
And Africa, what's happening, says black power to all. And Louis said, right. And Africa says, giving the money away. Absolutely. And April says, they both make money off of black people. Yes, that is true. And Africa says, money makers for other people. And King Billy says, yes, they should all be shut down. Do some black businesses. He said, do some black businesses is going on. So I think you mean to say shut them down and go to black businesses. And so you guys are right on the money. The things that they have in common is they both make money off the them being the NFL and nail shops make a lot of money off of black people. Black folks show more loyalty to the NFL and to nail shops than we do our own. What else do I have? And many other things that we're going to come up with here. So I guess it's like, on one hand, you have some people saying, well, you know, black women need to stay out of the nail shops, which is true. Not the nail shops in general, but just nail shops that are not friendly to us. Specifically, Asian nail shops who take our money and will choke us out and beat us down over $5. Hell, there was one woman in North Carolina who was choked out by not only the male owner of the business, but his wife. They're joining in and choking her out, holding her down over suspected $2 eyelashes that she didn't steal, that they thought she stole. And so what was your answer?
Well, I thought that they have nice colors and things you could
You know what?
put together.
I should have known
you
better.
can match your hair.
I should have known better.
I just recorded the Time Machine, the 2004 version that came out.
I should have known better.
Okay.
I should have known not to go to you. And let's see here. Marcus, she says, Kaepernick does not have a job because of failed black support. And before you say I'm wrong, I wasn't going to say you're wrong. Mm-hmm. Think about the money and support we give to the NFL that continues despite Kaepernick being banned until we love us enough to fight for us. This will not change. No, absolutely. I'm not saying that is because of black people that Kaepernick doesn't have a job. Let me make sure that's what you said.
Yeah, the sad thing.
Yeah, it's not because we failed him. He doesn't have a job because he was sticking up for us. And here we are. We're not really supporting him like we should. Like, this is just my opinion, and I know some people.
Money speaks.
Who will watch a football game, and somebody else who shall remain unnamed. And will watch.
He's down in Houston?
He might be in Houston.
Might be
yes.
in Houston. Okay.
There's a lot of us who will continue to watch football, you know, pay for football, whether we go to the game, whether we the jerseys and everything else. But yet we have this brother who has put his livelihood on the line for us, and we're like, ugh, that's nice, Kaepernick. And as you guys can see, I got my shirt on today. I sit with Kaepernick. That's nice, but I'm still going to the game. My Cowboys are still playing.
Wait. I want to make a disclaimer. The reason I have to watch the Dallas Cowboys.
I like how you said have to, because that's a lie. But
yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
I have to make a disclaimer.
But continue.
Just like the great President Bush said, if you're not for us, you're against us.
We're gonna cut
and this is America's team. And if we don't know what the Cowboys are doing, if the Cowboys aren't winning, you're losing.
We're cutting your mic because that was some BS. But I mean, I'm just saying. So I agree with you, Marcus. I agree with you 100%. But at this point in time, to your point, I mean, we don't love us enough to fight for us. And to me, us standing with Kaepernick is loving us.
See, and the bad thing about that, and if we don't, and the sad thing about that sport is, it's not like boxing or something like that. He only has a certain window he can play.
Right.
And once it's over, it's over.
And
he's already lost, 2 or 3 years?
And to your point, he didn't stop at playing when he was washed up. He stopped in his prime. I mean, the dude.
No, he didn't stop.
Well, that's what I meant. I guess what I meant to say, he started to protest. He could have said, you know what, the rabbit is getting old.
Baby,
let me go ahead and just do this protest because I got a lot of money. I got all the concussions I need.
Yeah, exactly.
And Donna,
it's just sad.
It is. Donna says spending is not power until it is intentionally and strategically placed. No, absolutely. And unfortunately, that's what we do. We just haphazardly spend our money. It is said that black people outspend everybody in every area you can think of.
And we have nothing.
Even down to toothpaste, which is good. It's good. We should be buying toothpaste. But we outspend everybody. Bar none, hands down, we outspend everybody. And so we are misappropriating our funds. And then April says, I agree with Donna Sanchez. Al says, what they have in common is that some of the players get a manicure the day of the game. What a shame. What a shame.
Donna Sanchez, what did she mean by that? She agreed with Donna Sanchez.
What she said was spending is not power until it is intentionally and strategically placed. Yeah, and that's true. Like if we were putting it where it mattered, specifically with us building businesses and as Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about, buying into politics, the court system, police, building education, creating businesses, and those type of things. Now that's strategically placed because that money will come back to us. Mm-hmm. And so Dean says they have us stuck in the mud. They won't give black people loans to start businesses, to build our own communities. Then they've been found to give blacks higher interest rates on top of what of that when Asians, let's see more. You went in. When Asians and Arabs come to this country, they pay no taxes for 5 years. They get loans easy. Then white people move into those neighborhoods and make storefronts and things like that unaffordable. They control the import-export, so they get to decide who can and can't bring what
winners
in.
And losers, right?
Look at the tariffs they're putting on countries. Now that's most definitely going to hurt the small black businesses because those white folks have connections we don't have. That is very true. I agree with you 1,000%. Donovan could probably speak more to tariffs than I can, but I will say this. It's not that we are broke as black people. As Donna said, we don't appropriate our money in the right way.
That's because you can't tell black people nothing.
Well, I mean,
the stubbornness of our
and that
culture.
we as we always talk about here, and as many as others have said, we think the white man's ice is colder than ours. We give all of that money away. We make up what the 11th wealthiest country if we pool our money together with the $1.3 trillion. So it's not like we don't have any money. How's it that we're outspending everybody and we're broke? So the money is coming from somewhere.
Right. I mean, a good example. You got a Maxine Waters who runs for Congress, and not a millionaire at the time, and now she's worth $60 million on a public job.
Well,
see, money just magically appears in the black community.
Was that what happened?
That's what happened. $6 million just appeared. But
to your point, yes. So they are doing all those things. Then they're locking the side of the loans and housing, and all of that is going on. But that's only going on because we give our power away, our spending power away, and a lot of those people know we don't have any unity. So what they gonna do?
Okay, now you just mentioned banking loans and stuff like that. Are you aware that Maxine Waters is the highest ranking black person on the banking committee?
I heard that.
And yet we are locked out of loans. Shouldn't she be a major champion to make sure that rule with the Asians and everybody that is applied fairly across the board?
I agree.
And yet she's not doing it.
Well, I mean, nobody's holding her accountable.
Right.
Why would you do anything different if you know I'm gonna vote for you anyway? Auntie Maxine gonna get my vote anyway, so I ain't got to do nothing for these people.
But it goes back to what you were saying. We are our own worst enemies.
We do it to ourselves. And so I agree with you, Dean. I mean, those things are true, but I mean, how much of that are we contributing to, And then Marcus, you say, we have to pick a fight and fight it to a victory. We are not taking this modern day hate seriously because we have gotten numb to our struggle. We are all over the place in our fight. No, absolutely. And I think a lot of that is a diversion tactic and a distraction. We are not on one united front by saying, as Malcolm said, by any means necessary, this is the route we're going to take. These are the things that we're going to do. We're going to stop getting distracted by what Cardi B and Beyonce and whoever else that's
the Mexicans are being caged and all that other stuff.
The immigrant situation, which no shade to them, I have compassion for them, but I have compassion. Right, they got their stuff going on. Hell, we even got Maxine Waters, who is in a lot of trouble with white people. Because she was like, until the Trump administration does what they're supposed to do, or do right by the immigrants, harass them wherever they go. It's like, well, how come you ain't telling people to do that for black people?
Right.
So immigrants are going to be all right. But we need to stop getting distracted. So I agree with you, Marcus.
And when you talk about distractions, for those that don't know, just for a timestamp for this show, today is the day that they are redoing that thing that happened in Virginia, that the girl got killed.
Charlotte,
Charlotte, whatever they call it.
The white supremacists.
Yeah,
aren't they marching in Washington today, too?
Yeah, the white supremacists are actually having a picnic on the White House grounds.
Ain't that? And Trump is just like, save me a piece of chicken.
Yes, exactly. And I think they're doing that, Dee, so that nobody watches your show today.
Oh, you think?
I think so.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
Dean, he said, did you see the video? Did you see that video where the Mexican got fired and all the Mexicans walked off and shut down the warehouse?
Yes, I did see that video.
And the brother got fired as well, and I think they did a GoFundMe for him, if I'm not mistaken. Did they, Deanna? Yeah, they did a GoFundMe for the brother. Did a GoFundMe for the brother that got fired. But it's like, how many black people walked off the job?
Mm-hmm,
you know, I'm not saying they didn't, but because that dude got fired, how many of them was like, well, shoot, I'm out of here too. But that's how it's supposed to be done. And I'm sure the Mexicans walked off the job because they felt like their, comrade got wronged. And so,
wrong.
Yeah, he got wrongfully fired, so we leaving too.
But then you also got to think about this. We're in California. Always remember this. Sometimes it could also be a scheme, because here in California, what a lot of the Hispanics do, and I guess rightly or wrongly, so however you look at it, if I walked off my job, I'm not getting rehired. They're going to rehire more Hispanics because they take care of their own. And now, I've made a position available for somebody else other than my own.
Right. Well,
so, something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to be strategic in how you're doing these things. Well,
and then too, Mexicans are a little bit more able to walk off the job because they're more united. And they funnel their money with each other, so they could probably hire, one of their, and not probably, they will hire one of their own.
Exactly. Yeah. And also remember, we have a lot of problems with these. They use 4 or 5 different names in combination. And so, like, if your name is Sancho Arroyo, they move the names around. Yeah. And, I mean, they have it down to a pat. And I'm not trying to single them out. I'm just telling you facts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to start. I'm going to do that. We need to start having common names where we can move it around. And
our own names. How about that? Right. And Al says, here's an idea. Instead of black people having baby showers, how about business showers? When a brother or sister starts a business, we all come together and congratulate them and bring resources for their business. Now, I actually like that.
It's the first non-joke.
Deanna says that was the non-joke she's heard you tell. She went...
Yeah, she did.
She didn't do that, but in her mind she did. No, but that's an excellent idea. We need to do that.
Well, see, I agree with that, but I disagree because, like, you have like certain Negroes that will come out and take money, like what we're having right now. We have this guy named Leroy Holt who's running for city council. And, he's one of those house niggas that'll just take money from anybody. So we just can't go out and support somebody because the business is good. There's another person that has a business that's a money laundering operation.
But to bring it back to a more positive note, because I think we got to stop doing that with each other. Not saying that's what you're doing. But we got to stop, every time somebody says, well, I'm doing something, somebody black said they're doing something, it's like, well, you probably are.
No. My bottom line is you got to make sure you vet what you're going to support.
But we got to make sure that the sentiments are fair all the way around. Right. It's not just because it's a fellow black person. Right. Well, let me listen. Here go my checklist, and it's got 100 points on here, and if you miss one of them, Negro, then
that
I'm
ain't what
not
I'm
going
saying.
to do business with you.
That ain't what I'm saying. But
I know that's not what you're saying.
But it's like we always say, just because somebody looks like you doesn't mean they're for you.
Right. Well, I support black businesses until they show me otherwise, because we'll go up in the Taco Bell, and they'll give us a taco, and it ain't the taco we wanted, but then we'll take our ass right back up in there and order some more tacos, and never once hold their feet to the fire.
You're absolutely right.
Marcus says, Beyonce has put herself on the line a few times, but we just did not take advantage of the moment. No, and listen, I wasn't saying anything bad about Beyonce.
Yes, you were.
I was, because I know how Beyonce fans are. I know Beyonce actually has put herself on the line, and I don't know how true it is, but I heard that she had the minister come out on the stage the other night, and I was trying to get confirmation on my way here, but I didn't see any. But if she did, that's a mighty fine move.
And that's a strong statement.
Oh my God. It's very like, strong. That's a slap in the face to all the haters of Farrakhan. Not only am I going to do this concert in Chicago, but I'm bringing a minister out. So if she did that, I mean, my hat is off
and you guys,
her.
And you guys got to really read the message there. For those that don't know, Minister Farrakhan, Honorable Minister Farrakhan's background, he is a musician.
Oh yeah, he's a musician.
So there's a feeling to it.
But also Jay-Z and Beyonce, they have fellowship with the minister before, and I believe they do have genuine love for him. So
no, absolutely. But I'm just saying, I'm sure the minister, being a musician by heart.
And Beyonce's to the point now, like, we got $1 billion plus between the both of us. We don't need another dime. So now we've been cut up.
Right.
Which is what you're supposed to do.
What's supposed to do. Exactly.
And then Dean says, crazy Negroes can't protest by taking the knee, but the Klan can march, huh? Right. And not only march, they at the White House.
On the grounds.
Wow.
On the grounds.
Trump is probably like, yeah, y'all make sure y'all send me up a plate. Hey, Vaughn, what's happening? And Al says, is Popeyes a black business? If so, blacks are definitely supporting it daily. No, they just got that black lady up there perpetrating.
Well, here in the Inland Empire, you go to most Popeyes. You see nothing but Hispanics frying the chicken.
A side note, I was talking to my younger brother the other day, and he was telling me that Popeyes actually has a buffet in Louisiana.
Yeah,
I said,
that's true. That's true.
Why are you lying? So I had my daughter look it up, and true indeed,
that's right.
I'm like, how do they survive? I know it's probably mayhem in there every damn day. Mm-hmm. What you mean you ain't got no more chicken? Okay.
They got the Waffle House slap down.
Oh, God. Hey, Charles. And Charles says, talk about our stake and any potential ramifications from cities in D.C., please. So talk about our stake and any potential ramifications from events in D.C. So are you talking about what the protest, the white supremacist protest has to do with us? I mean, that's their thing. Right. Like, that to me doesn't have anything to do with us unless they're doing something to us. And, you know, it's funny because I had this conversation with my father this morning, and he says, now bear with me here, because I'm not agreeing with what white supremacists are doing, but I'm making the point that he made that made me think. And it was white supremacists and black people, or he said the nation rather, they actually have the same goal. And that is the separation of the races. White people go do their thing with white people, not to mix this, that, and the other. And black people do the same thing. And so when he said that to me, I was like, you know, you're right. We do have the same goal, except for we don't run around lynching people.
Yeah, and beating folks up.
Right, and, you know, minus that kind of stuff. But I don't know what the potential ramifications could be because we don't really know all the purpose of them being there. But all I can say is that we need to stop playing around and unify because we are nowhere near being ready for, let's say, if a revolution or anything was to go on. We're not ready for that at all. So Al says, I was in the office at work and this black guy asked me, could he use the color printer? And I said, it's 2018. You can use any printer you want. Lord have mercy. Marcus says, how much more has to happen to black people before we stop being so polite to black people about what's happening to black people? We must find our thirst for true freedom and equality so strong that we are willing to die for and even kill. Well, yeah, I mean, I think after a while we are going to be forced into that. I don't think we're going to have a choice. I mean, what do? You just remain being like a sitting duck? You just like hope and pray and wish that people respect us and stop killing us? And I mean, what do you do? You know, and that was the original stance of the Black Panthers. It wasn't to act in violence. It was to act in protection. Like, yo,
defense. We
are sitting ducks here. We need to arm and train our people how to protect ourselves because we can no longer just be a mark.
Well, it's obvious the government who's supposed to do the job isn't going to do it.
Right. So. I mean, but we're just trained to just take it, you know. And hey, Tay says, yes, they do have a buffet. See, I was like, I thought he was joking when he said that Popeyes had a buffet. I just couldn't imagine what the line would be like. And, you know, I know how people feel about Popeyes chicken.
And it isn't like the menu has changed that drastically to where the selections are different.
But can you imagine sitting up at a Popeyes buffet and the biscuits just keep rolling and the spicy wings I ain't going nowhere for about 2 to 3, 4 hours,
right.
y'all.
I hear you.
I mean, I'm just saying. And I don't even eat meat, but I remember what Popeye's chicken tastes like.
Yeah.
Which is probably what prompted me to stop eating meat.
Well, remember what churches taste like in Pioneer? Remember Pioneer chicken?
I remember Pioneer. God, yeah. Pioneer is so, man. You took it way
back.
Man. Pioneer's chicken. But anyway, I don't see any more comments in regards to this. But so, yeah, that's what the NFL, I mean, like, we just have to decide, y'all. We got to make a decision. Yes, football is fun. You have all the, you know, the cheering and the Super Bowl and what else comes with football? The losing Cowboys.
Yeah, the commercials and stuff like that. Well, you know, it's funny that we talk about football because when you walked in today, what was I watching? Because I support single mothers.
Was watching
Lingerie Football League.
Lingerie Football League.
Legends Football League.
I guess.
Because I support the sisters. I support.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
I was like, what the hell are you watching?
And if you guys don't know what Lingerie Football League is, look it up on YouTube.
Shantae said that Popeyes is still open. Where? Where's the I mean, not a Popeyes, a Pioneer.
Pioneer, yeah. I haven't seen Pioneer in years.
I might get.
It's kind of like Lamppost Pizza. Remember, it was down the street from Kmart.
You take it way back. Jeez. Pioneer's still open. I might break my vegan spell just to try a piece for nostalgia's sake, you know.
Hey, Al says you guys are a Winco chicken family.
He's a Winco chicken family. I ain't no Winco chicken family. And Charles says, right, sure. We separate and then we do, then we go into power sharing arrangements with white nationalists in terms of drawing resources from the feds. Who speaks and who negotiates for us? The minister? Well, I mean, why can't we speak for ourselves?
Well, wasn't there a bunch of ministers that met with Trump that said that he's the most pro-black in our lifetime?
So to Donovan's point, yeah, those pastors speak for us.
Yeah.
The pastors that were at the summit, John Gray and the other dude.
Yeah, goat face. He looks like a goat face.
And Martin Luther King's niece, yeah, how about they speak for us? Mm-hmm. Since they said they speak for black people.
Right.
Would you like that, Charles? Would you like them to speak for us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know who speaks for. We can speak
There's
for ourselves.
There's always going to be a Judas in any group of people. People that are just willing to sell themselves and just say. Because what I don't get is, think about this in the judicial system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all these facts have come out about Trump. These are facts. The guy's a liar. This ain't right. He changed his story on the Tower meeting, all this other stuff like that. But yet, people still follow this guy. Now, think about this. You're on trial. Even though they've given you all the facts that you're innocent, how many black people have been convicted because of these people saying, I don't give a damn what the facts are?
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
And Marcus says, everything we have said here is why we should stop having black babies. You said should stop having black babies.
That's right. Get you a white girl, man, and mix it up.
It is selfish and cruel to bring a black child into a world we are not willing to come together and change. And if not, then we must leave and give our future generation the foundation to build their own.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like his.
I'm on both sides of the fence with that. Mm-hmm. I agree with you in that nobody, but especially us, since we are in the state and we're in black people, we shouldn't bring children into a world of suffering. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it doesn't have to be that way if, and I say if,
we do for ourselves.
We were do for ourselves. And it's also important to note that black people are struggling at around 13% of the population, and we've been that way, give or take,
40, 50 years,
for a long time. And so we need to have our babies, but we need to have our babies with a purpose. We don't need to have babies just haphazardly.
Which we're doing.
Right, and then you see them twerking on the internet. And if I see
walking into jail,
one more person post a video of that baby twerking on the internet, I swear for God, and 3 white people, and it's going to be on and cracking. Please stop posting that video.
And the thing is, it isn't just people that live on welfare, or poor or whatever. It's on all demographics of our group where we're not we're not teaching our children.
We're not right. We're not having kids with a purpose anymore. Just child got pregnant again. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
And Tay says we need to come together and be all on one accord with our decision. Absolutely, and that includes voting. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get together and say, okay, we are collectively going to vote this way.
Right.
That's why, like me, I'm nonpartisan.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, when they go look on the registrar, they're like, okay, well, damn, she's not partisan. How do we approach her?
Yeah, you just don't give me a slate that has all Republicans and say vote.
Or you have the Democrat, people call, we just want to make sure you're voting for Gavin Newsom today.
Yeah, for what?
Right. What's he going to do for me?
Right.
They don't want to be on the phone with me.
And since we're talking about raising our kids right, I want to say our co-host and remote co-host Tay, tell Dominic, keep calm over there. Cause Dominic gets wild. We went out to the bar. Right. He was going off the chain.
He's a sweet kid.
Yeah, he is. He's a very good looking kid. Very good looking kid. So Dominic, stay cool down there, brother. Stay cool.
And Al says the grand opening of your vegan restaurant sign is done. Paradox of the black healthy life. Don't worry about the cost. Calories matter.
That's right.
Something wrong with you.
That's right.
And Tay says Orange County. And then Richard, you say, hey Richard, what's happening? He said there's a couple left, not sure if it's the taste. So you're talking about Pioneers in
Orange County. Okay, we have to go track it down.
We have to go track. Oh, you know what? Between me and you, I might have a piece of chicken. Don't tell nobody.
I used to like its crust. It had like a really spicy
Yeah, my
crust.
stepfather, man. I think he got an honorary plaque in Pioneer's Chicken. I think he do. And April's laughing. Says, "Did he just say goat face?" Yeah,
that goat face
pastor. What is his
pastor.
name? I can't think of his name, but the one that
Remus. Uncle Remus.
No, it's not Uncle
Uncle
Remus.
Tom.
The one y'all always see with Trump, and he's from Cleveland. I can't think of his name, but he's always speaking on behalf of black people.
He's being evicted from a mansion he can't afford that he's using the parishioners' money. He's being evicted, that guy, and he says no comment when they bring
You know everything but the man's name, huh?
Yeah, goat face.
And Tay says, they damn sure don't speak for me. They don't speak for me either. And Richard says, Boyle Heights and Bell Gardens if you're so inclined to break your fast. Y'all better quit telling me this location.
She will go down
there. And Tay says, if more black people left the Democratic Party and become independents, people would take notice.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that way they wouldn't know how to approach you.
Yeah, you don't have to appeal to us, basically.
Right. And Al says, it is safe to say that a lot of us support the white and Asian businesses and show up like it's a black funeral with a nice repast. No, we're just like the zombies. It's just like
Walking Dead.
Going in there, you know. And, and to the nail shop thing, a lot of people will argue and say, well, shoot, the Asians are cheaper than the blacks. Well, they can be cheaper because there's more of them. They got more business.
Right.
So they can charge you $5 to snatch your eyebrow off, opposed to the sister who's probably doesn't have half the businesses that the business that Asians have.
And
she got to charge you a little bit
and here's
more.
something you don't understand now. You guys know I lived in Asia and I just came back from Vietnam. Now, you have a nail shop. Notice there's like 2 or 3 nail shops within that little circle, or maybe within a certain radius. Do you realize that a lot of those shops, they're all related?
Of course.
So this one that might have a higher price, and the other shop has a lower price. So some people will spend the money to go to the higher price, but it's basically the same shop.
It's like the Gap, Banana Republic, and Old Navy.
Right. It's like and they're all owned by the same person.
Right. And Charles says our tax dollars and franchise is a serious issue. Access to national purse is what all of this is about.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
Oops. I hate this emoji thing. Let's see. Seymour. Ooh. Just all kind of stuff just be popping up on this thing. Okay, so access to national purse is what all this is about. Whomever we place in position to speak for Separate America will have to be placed by a process of consensus that I'm vexed to envision right now. Well, I mean, whoever we choose, if we choose somebody, if we need to choose somebody.
We choose Mr. Charlie. We never choose Mr. Charlie.
Yeah. We don't want to be duped again, But I think all of us have what it takes to be a leader, right? I think we're all pretty much smart enough to know what to do. We just got to do it, Hey, Ed. And Al says, why did Popeye's chicken cross the road today after church? He was tired of getting... Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is killings and bait trucks in Chicago. Well, what on earth does that have to do with anything? Well, pay attention. Maybe I'm on to something. You guys tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. In Chicago, last weekend, 72 people were shot and 12 of those were died from their wounds. Okay, one person was arrested so far. I think it was one person, but I doubt very seriously that he is responsible for 72 shootings. Now, Mayor Rahm Emanuel said there's a shortage of values about what is right, what is wrong, and that we as a city in every corner have the accountability and responsibility. If you know who did this, be a neighbor. Speak up. And just jogging my memory, Jonelle is not on here. And I haven't seen Jonelle on Facebook, so I'm wondering if he's in Facebook jail.
I'm in Facebook jail until Tuesday.
Did you see him in there?
No, I didn't see him in there.
I have to check on him.
I got to check him on the yard. I haven't been going to the yard.
Because he usually hit me on Instagram, but I don't have Instagram anymore. So, hey, Charles.
I'm glad Al put a stop to those videos.
Really? I doubt it.
Thank you, Al.
So anyway, it is said that the violence in the inner city south and west side is being fueled by gangs. So far, Chicago has over 300 murders since the beginning of this year. That's more than any other city, but the number is down in Chicago by 23% by the same time last year. So I guess they're saying there's an improvement, but 300 people have been murdered.
But isn't it
this year so far?
But isn't it so convenient that it's gone down because they said so?
Right, so who knows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving along, around the same time that 72 people were shot in Chicago, a bait truck allegedly filled with Nike tennis shoes and red bottoms, Louboutins, for our people who know what red bottoms are or have them, I don't, was left in the Inglewood neighborhood to catch thieves. Now, the operation was conducted by the Norfolk Southern Railroad Police and the Chicago Police Department. They said the operation was done to catch the thieves that had been breaking into the cargo shipments at the yard. Many of the residents of the neighborhood were outraged because they said it was racist to use bait trucks in the ghetto, quote unquote. I knew you was gonna have something to say, but you wait.
I'm waiting.
Wait till I'm finished.
I'm waiting.
I have a feeling it's gonna get real heated up in here. Okay?
It's gonna get heated because.
Okay, so Martin G. Johnson, who I happen to follow on Facebook, is weird. Caught the police leaving the truck behind and taking away the driver in the back of a police cruiser.
Right, they make it seem like he's under arrest.
So he said the arrest was fake in order to set up people in the neighborhood. He was warning people not to touch the truck because it was a setup. Now, during the operation, 3 people were arrested, but after the backlash, they were released with charges being dropped. Norfolk Southern apologized for the shady operation and said that it would not do it again. Now, side note, it is said that $27 million worth of products is stolen from cargo each year by terrorist groups and organized crime rings. Okay, keep that in mind.
Very famous organized crime culture is Italians.
We here. Okay, well, bear with me.
I saw the Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
Bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that for those in the back. All right. It is said that $27 million worth of product is stolen from cargo each year by terrorist groups and organized crime rings. And among those things that are stolen are guns and ammunition. All right. Now, if any of you saw the movie The Purge, you might be able to connect the dots as to who really might be responsible for the mass shootings and murders in Chicago. Now, I'm just speculating. I'm not saying I know anything for sure. Okay? Now, question. Are white supremacist groups considered terrorist groups?
Yes.
They are. Now, do they have access to guns and ammunition?
Absolutely.
Do they kind of sort of hate black people?
Without fail.
Right. So, a few years ago, a white man by the name of Conrad Zajerak, it's a weird last name, but just know it was a white man by the name of Conrad, robbed several Ohio banks wearing a hyper-realistic mask of a black man. Mm-hmm. Yes, he ordered from a Hollywood mask-making company called SPFX Mask. Mm-hmm. He also ordered a matching set of black hands, which he used to rob the banks. An innocent black man was arrested for, the crimes and was falsely identified by witnesses, including his own mama, y'all. His own mama in the lineup was like, yo, that's my son. Mm-hmm. But, okay, so let me go back. After serving several months in jail, the truth of what actually happened was uncovered and he was released. So the fact that his mom was like, that's my son, mm-hmm. that goes to show you how realistic these masks
and they are. Because remember, you got 3D printers and stuff. These things are made
mm-hmm.
specifically as you describe them.
Right, and it says this is not the first time a hyper-realistic mask has been used to falsely accuse a black man. A Chinese man used one to sneak onto a plane disguised as an elderly black man. Now, scientists have said that the masks are so realistic that they fooled 99% of the people who were involved in a research study using the mask. They thought they were real.
So basically, we're spending $4 billion for TSA agents when they're letting people just get on planes.
Right, but I guess they said the only way that they detected that it wasn't, the person really wasn't where they were, I guess because of heat sensitivity or something like that. And so, if a bait truck can be left in the hood to set up black folks, is it possible that outsiders can also be responsible for the shootings in the neighborhood? Let me get you guys' questions and I'll let Donovan answer that after that.
Yes, anything is possible when it comes to outsiders doing this because, as you just alleged, the technology is there to do it. Yes, it's possible. But here's the thing. And
but let me get don't forget that thought. Al, you better be... It says, yesterday at Best Buy, I needed some batteries for my remote, so my daughter's black-owned, I bought my daughter some black-owned batteries for a decent price. I didn't buy the black batteries only because they would work. They would work. They wouldn't. I think you messed that one up. It's not that I can't read. I can't, but I think he jacked it up. But I'm sure he'll fix it because I'm sure it was quite hilarious. Mark says, as we put whites through what they put us through for the last 600 years,
they wouldn't last.
They would have been gone.
They wouldn't last.
Now, we would not put anybody on having just one life to live and die being hated. Let's see. Oops. To live and die being hated with no real plan to change it is insanity. How heavy is your heart and how wet are your eyes? Because until we are in misery 24 hours a day from Florida to California about our struggle, then we are not ready and will never be. Ask here who is losing sleep over black people suffering. Well, I think
powerful.
You know what? To be honest with you, I have lost sleep over it, and I'm gonna keep it really real with y'all. Sometimes I'm like, what's the point? And I've said this to you before. Like, what's the point? Like, what are we doing this for? You know, sometimes it's you feel hopeless when it comes to our people because it's like they say we'll never see change in our lifetime, or
and we've seen it, but
yeah, I'm cool with seeing it going to the right direction in my lifetime. But it's like it's like when you see certain things, you're like, gosh, this is just an impossible task. I don't know if we want better. I don't know if we want change, you know. And so I personally have lost sleep over that. I can't speak for everybody else, but I think that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I think it's more of the basic tenets of separating the strong from the weak.
Yeah, and Marcus Garvey talked about that. Everybody ain't gonna want to be on the same mission for black liberation. Some people are happy in the state that they're in. Just to be honest, some people don't see it being a problem, the things that black people go through. They don't think racism. So you hear some black people say, "Oh, racism." You know, we're in
that was so long ago.
Yeah, we're in the post-racist era. Racism is not the way it used to be, and it's
was
like
that a quote from Omarosa?
Omarosa, really? Are we quoting Omarosa now?
Yeah, that sounds like something she would say.
Really? No, it sounds like Omarosa would accuse the president of using the N-word.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, when you're his concubine,
you gonna buy the book?
No.
You gonna watch the Lifetime for Women movie?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do any of that. But there's always one, no matter what you look at.
Hey, Omarosa like shit. I'm trying to make
get
some
paid.
money.
She's trying to get paid.
But no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. A lot of us we are just what they liken the analogy of the frog that's boiling in the pot. You put the frog in the pot, and I guess the water is okay. It's cold, and then it starts heating up, and the frog just sits there like it doesn't know it's being boiled until it's too late. And so that's kind of how I see us as black people. We're just boiling. We're boiling. It's like, yeah, it's kind of warm in here, but it ain't warm enough for me to move or like get out of the pot. I'm cool.
Or the better analogy, like a cow or a sheep, you stay in the barn, even though it's burning around you, they won't run.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hot, but I'm good. I'm used to doing what I'm doing. And for those of you guys on the podcast, we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. If we lose you here, but yeah. And so April says, by the way, Al, I hate your jokes. Woo!
Yes.
But yeah, so I think it's very plausible that if a bait truck would be left in the hood, that is not black people doing the shooting. I listened to the Advice Show. I'm not sure if you've seen the episode.
I've seen Advice.
Where he talked about, you just like think about it. Most people in the hood, maybe not most, but the people who would probably be doing the shootings are probably selling dope and that kind of stuff. Why are you killing off the customers or potential customers? And it's the weekend. Shoot, you out there hustling and doing other things. So you taking a break off to go shoot people, and then you shooting, potentially killing 72 people. You know, you're just going to kill up all the people who could potentially buy from you, whatever the case is. So to me, that makes sense too. Like, come on. And we know that it's not a wild idea that it may be somebody else, like white supremacists, who are doing that. How come it is that they've only caught one person?
Right. And alive.
And he's alive. Like, yeah, one person is, out of all these shootings, y'all caught one person. Let's do the numbers. What is it? Out of every 10, you might have 3 suspects and you're going to end up with 1. So what we're looking at about a little over 7 people you should have caught per the numbers game. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay. So let's see. Charles, you say plausible, and we can do this every day or weekend concerning Black America's plight. In America, my thing is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to ever organize as a people? I am almost. Brother. He said, I am.